You outside right now to the Oregon coast. There's Newport for you. Clear blue sky, beautiful Yaquina Bay, shining blue, and the winds are really not all that strong. You see the water's not getting pushed around too much. Out of the northwest at 14, so there's a bit of a breeze, but not too bad. Really pleasant, as were our high temperatures today. 83 in Portland. Spot on average for this time of the year. We don't do that very often, hit the average exactly, but we did today. 84 in Salem and Corvallis, Eugene 86, Medford 91. Eastern Oregon, we had 90s in quite a few locations. Baker City, LeGrand, John Day, Pendleton, all making the low 90s. And Rome, Oregon will yet again hold the hot spot honors for Oregon at 96 down there in Malheur County. Okay, let's look at the satellite imagery. We had low clouds this morning in parts of the Portland area. There they are. Burned off super fast. First of all, it's a small batch, so the sun heats the edges and it burns off super quickly. Plus, it's July and the sun angle is super high, so it just melts away, and even the coast cleared off, as you can see. So looking at the satellite imagery for wildfire smoke, the fire here in Lane County, the Bedrock fire, still producing smoke. The fire in Curry County, the flat fire as it's called, not producing that much smoke. There's a little bit showing up there, but it's not too bad, and consequently the air quality has improved quite a bit across Jackson, Josephine counties, and even in Central Oregon, not as bad as it was a couple days ago. Southwesterly winds aloft, rolling around this area of low pressure, which is not that strong, but there's cool air aloft with that, and it's giving us southwesterly winds, which also helps to keep the marine air flowing into the western valleys and keeps us from getting too hot and climbing into the 90s. Quick spin across the Pacific to check on the typhoon, new one out of the western Pacific. This is the Philippines here, of course. Here's Japan, and this, it looks a little bit disorganized right now, but this is developing into what will be a typhoon called Kanoon, as you can see there, and the path is not a great one for American interests in Okinawa, big military bases there. That's going to be early next week with winds of about 105 miles an hour, so not the strongest typhoon we've ever seen. Typhoon, by the way, same exact storm as a hurricane. They're just called typhoons in the western Pacific. Then it rolls into Shanghai, China, a day or two later. So we'll keep you posted on Kanoon's development and its track as we go forward. Now, one of the reasons we get super strong storms in the western Pacific is there's a lot of really warm water out there. You can see the dark colors here. That's like 90-degree water temperatures. But it's not just there. And then spin on over to the eastern Pacific, and we have a developing El Nino right now. Now, La Nina, we get cooler than average water here. El Nino, we get warmer than average water here, and that's beginning to show up in the eastern, central, and eastern Pacific. El Nino is interesting, though, because, first of all, it tends to dampen the Atlantic hurricane season because we tend to get stronger winds across Mexico and into the Caribbean and off into the Atlantic. But recent study from some folks at NOAA is showing that the El Ninos and the La Ninas, consequently, since 1960 have become more amplified, meaning more stronger, basically. So the El Ninos and the La Ninas, you see the peaks here are greater than the peaks were before 1960. So that's something that we're watching, because that could mean the impact of El Nino, be it drought or flooding, could be more extreme than what we experienced in the first half of the last century. Okay, we're going to continue to have this great weather here over the next several days, mild through the weekend. Then next week, we get a bit of a warm up, maybe some thunderstorms as we get some disturbances coming up in the southerly flow that develops Wednesday or Thursday. Right now, I think Wednesday, the best chance for afternoon thunderstorms. This is a hotter pattern for us, but not too high. So we'll get into the 90s, I'm sure, at some point in August, but I don't think we're going to be headed towards triple digits anytime soon. 82 degrees right now in Portland, freezing level 13,600 feet. All right, then, clear tonight, sunny again tomorrow, high of 83, just like today. A little cooler on Sunday, 81. Monday, 83. Bumps up to 88 on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we'll watch the potential for storms. If we get any, they're more likely going to be over and east of the Cascades.